Why is it that lean men become what I've realized women secret obsession? I'm talking about breaking down this whole body game psychology. Because what I've realized is that, especially when it comes down to, the dating scene, most men think that women are only obsessed with either A, rich men or men that are extremely tall. And I'm here to tell you, me being at 6'2", I've had my fair share of being turned down early on when I wasn't leveling up in my physique, my whole image of becoming him, right? That's what we're all about here. And what I'm here to tell you is that I've seen guys average height pull baddies, all because they understood this one thing, and that is they had respect for creating a lean physique. A lean physique creates money in your life. A lean physique creates respect and confidence in your life. A lean physique will allow you to go out with that newfound confidence and be able to pull and shoot your shot at the attractive woman. But if you're still sitting on the sideline, still coping, still thinking that, oh, I need to have a hell of a lot of money or I need to be extremely tall, I'm here to tell you, as a tall person and a person that has finally got his finances in order, that is not the case. You can still get turned down. But what I've realized is work with what you have, get lean, and package that shit so damn well that women can't help but to be attracted to you. See, men with discipline, men with control, men whose bodies tell a story before, they enter into a room. This is all the things that women are visually looking at. These are all the things that women are extremely obsessed with, right? Because how you package that, it shows game. It speaks a certain level of aura to them, right? See, the truth is that women never really say out loud is that, lean men hit their emotional systems a hell of a lot different than, say, for instance, being extremely tall, right? Because you could be extremely tall and be, have no game, have no riz, have no charisma. You can be extremely wealthy and overweight and you still are boring to a female, right? See, what happens when you're lean, what I've realized is that you come across as an interesting type of guy to females. It shows like, okay, you must be an active person. You must be social. Because you can't get in shape being in bed. So you have to do something. But there's also that fine line between overdoing it, being a gym bro, and that's all you do, right? And that's why this channel is dedicated towards you seeing the ins and outs. That's why I have my IG for you guys so you can see what it looks like to not only work hard in the gym, but to also package it in a way that sells who you are, right? Because if you don't build it and understand the new currency as social currency to females, they want to be able to see what their life would look like with you, right? Are you even excited over your own life? Do you have goals, things that you're into, right? This is what, when they throw out that question, hey, are you on IG? That's what they're looking for. And if you're overweight, what do you think that's portraying to them? It's definitely not hitting their emotional system. See, a lean physique, guys, what I've realized ever since I got my ass from, being 237 pounds, I think I was at 26% body fat, down to now I'm at 204, 15.4 or 15.3% body fat. What I've realized is that, a lean physique has signaled so many things to a woman, but the most important thing has been that sexual polarity. Women will be straight forthcoming with you about what they like. They will be softer with you in lines, when you're out in the grocery store. Hell, I've noticed it plenty of times just going to Starbucks to get coffee. It's like a woman always wants to strike up a random conversation. Oh, how's your day going? Oh, what did you order? It's just something simple. Anything to just, spark a conversation. Because here's the reality. The dating market is brutal. Women understand this. Men understand this. And so with women understanding it from their perspective, they understand that, dating apps can't be the end all to be all. They have to actually put themselves out there. And when they see something attractive, right, they're going to take a chance. They may not be as direct as guys, but they're going to take a chance, right? I've had females ask me in, grocery stores, hey, what do you think about that particular meal or whatever that you have in your basket? How do you like that energy drink? These are the things that are going to come towards you that women are not going to get online and admit that they like. And that's what a lean physique signals, is that sexual polarity. And in the back of their mind, I really want you to get this, guys, because I really want to prevent you from going down the path of being a fucking gym bro. I really want you to understand that when you're lean and in shape, to a woman's subconscious mind, this signals safety, leadership, dominance, right? Let me touch on the dominance aspect. A lot of you guys are afraid to be dominant in the bedroom, afraid to be dominant in the relationship, and women want to be feminine. They don't mind a masculine man that knows how to have charisma and class and be dominant and lead. If you want to have better, sex in your relationship, you can't be afraid. You can't be sitting here asking for what should already be yours, what you already want, right? And that's why, again, if you're here on this team, on this side of the channel, you understand that we lead with strength. We get after it, right? We don't ask questions. We do first, ask for permission second. That's my motto. I always live by do first, right? Ask for permission second. Because the shots that you never take, you never make. And so going off of that dominance, which is the third thing that, goes through a woman's mind subconsciously when you're in shape or lean. The fourth thing is, this guy has the possibility to procreate with good genetics, better protection, right? If you're fat and overweight, you ain't protecting anything. Number one, your reaction time is going to be slow. Number two, somebody can take your girl and run. All while you still buffering, trying to figure out your first move. And that's reality, guys. And the last thing that's important to understand is what we all want: better sex. It's obvious. You being lean is directly associated with testosterone levels. So that's why I always say, guys, if you don't know your test levels, get the blood work, go get checked out, so that way you can take the extra steps to do the things that you need to do. But if you don't know what they are, a lot of us, I'll be real, a lot of us, it's just a sheer fact of the foods that we eat that destroy our testosterone levels. Not getting enough sleep, the alcohol, right? I have put down the alcohol. I only drink on special occasions. I don't smoke, right? I get the sleep, the rest that I need, and all of that directly along with eating healthy, going to the gym, getting sunlight. All of that has directly influenced how much testosterone level I have at an older age. And that testosterone level is what allows me to have a high amount of energy to pump out the content that I do, to pump out the content that I put on my IG and all across other platforms, along with helping men with one-on-one coaching, along with my tech consulting firm, right? It gives me that youth, that fountain of youth to keep producing. And you guys, if you're younger, you already have that, but you're allowing drugs and substances to slow you down. That is your biggest kryptonite. And I'm here to tell you, I love this side of health where I feel like I'm unstoppable. I have an unlimited amount of energy, right? And that's what I want you guys to get to. I want you guys to experience having better sex, because not only are you going to feel good, but you're going to please your woman. She isn't obsessed, directly with just the six pack, guys. Now, yes, I have a six pack. Like I said, I feel super good having that, because that's definitely a lot harder to keep than me making six figures, multiple six figures, right? Multi. See, what she is really obsessed with, and this is going to hurt a lot of gym bros feeling, is what does that six pack represent? You see, this guy, he either stays active outdoors, he's into running, walking, he's into doing something other than eating food, choking his chicken and sleeping in bed, right? Because who you are is what you attract, right? If you're fat and obese, don't be surprised if you attract fat and obese women or average women. And don't be surprised that, when those fat and obese women still leave your ass, you still have no options. You see? Because the fact of the matter is, women are always going to have way more options no matter how they look. No matter how they look. Don't you want to be in the best shape possible if your option decides to leave? Think about how you'll be able to bounce back. I talked about this in a video. The ability to bounce back. You can't do that when you're overweight, guys. And that's why being lean, right? It creates this obsessiveness or this obsession psychologically in a woman's mind. You have to understand that this is what creates that instant attraction. See, there are four main things that you need to understand about why leanness does create this instant attraction. The first thing is, when you're lean, what I've realized, especially, like I said, you're going to hear me say this a lot. I'm not going back to being the guy that I used to be. I'm not going back to that motherfucker. I like this side, guys. I'm not going back. But one of the things that I realized when I got lean was it equals high discipline energy. And that high discipline energy is, I don't know, it's like it attracts women that are also of higher quality. See, a man that's anywhere between 10 to 15%. And, again, don't come in the comments talking about, below 10% is where it's at. Good for you. Good for you. I don't really care to get below 10. I like this sweet spot between 14 to 15. But realistically, 10 to 15 is where it's at. Everything else below that, you better be competing and making money. I'm not putting my body through torture for what? All right. Women don't care about that. All right. But the reality is, it shows dietary control, gym consistency, structure, and that you also get outside, right? You have a life. Women feel this. They if they look at your pictures, they see your posture. They see, oh, you're a man that's cool, calm, and collected with yourself. You don't necessarily need to be around a crowd, which is very attractive, right? That's your presence. Your discipline is, that new pheromone that attracts females in. Women love discipline, man, because you know what discipline man shows? You're able to create and attract money. You're able to build a world that they can relax in and enjoy. The second thing that you need to understand is that lean men look more dominant in clothes. Now, I am big on this. Guys, as you see right now, I am wearing one of my brand's hoodies, right? Serve him, become him, right? And you can see that, not all hoodies are created equally. But the fact of the matter is, if you go even on my IG, you can see me even rocking the hoodie for you guys in my, tall stance. And what I've realized is that even in something as simple as a hoodie, that's very clean, GQ masculine, very classy, you can still come across as high quality, high value because your physique has done the work. A lean physique makes your shoulders wide, as you see here, right? Your waist looks smaller. Again, if you need a visual, image or whatever, just check out the page, IG, right? Your chest look bigger, right? Full, everything jawline, right? It makes you look, it gives this avatar, this silhouette that creates this attraction. Very model-esque, right? Women are visual too, guys. They're definitely visual. Like if I wanted to have the rock biceps, or I could do that if I wanted to. But I like having a universal look that I can get in a suit, look good. I can get in workout clothes, look good. I know that if I'm with my woman and she's with me, she knows that I can protect her and I can do some damage if I need to. But at the same time, I can make, I can do the whole romance thing and not look like my ass is heavy, looking like a Terry Crews. Excuse me, I don't know if he's watching this, but I don't mean anything by it. It's just not my look. All right. So lean men look more dominant in those clothes. The third thing that you need to understand is that lean men trigger her feminine energy. Every woman that I've been with has always been soft around me because that physical look exudes masculinity and it puts her in her feminine energy. My body has always made a woman feel smaller, softer, more feminine, more vulnerable in a good way. I remember at one point in time, I dated a woman that was a little bit taller than me. Didn't bother me, and it didn't bother her, right? And she still felt feminine because not only did I have the confidence, but I also had the body that, again, when a woman, you know what I'm talking about, when a woman gets to touching on your arm and your chest and everything like that, they're not just doing it because of the feel. When they do that, and going back to the whole 5 love languages and stuff like that for a female, again, that's a whole nother story. But, when a woman gets to touching, it's sending a trigger in their mind that causes them to feel soft. They're feeling something that's hard, right? Something harder than them. And that creates that polarity, which creates that obsession, right? It's just not, oh, you got big arms. No, it's something that makes them more feminine and feel vulnerable beside you. So you got to keep that in mind, that lean men trigger her feminine energy. And then the last thing, the fourth thing about why leanness creates this instant attraction is being lean equals better sexual chemistry. I cannot express this enough, guys, especially at an older age. My bedroom life has been tremendous because of the fact that being lean gives me more stamina, more energy, more options, in terms of position. I'm not heavy. I'm not self-conscious about, is my stomach, Come on, guys. You know what I'm talking about. A lean man moves better. He breathes better, right? Because some of you guys are breathing so damn heavy within the first 30 seconds. Sounding like you just got through running a goddamn marathon. On top of that, you're always going to perform better. And with women, they subconsciously know this. And it creates this emotional, whether you know it or not, it creates this emotional, and sexual interest. That's what we all want. We all want that. That's how women connect. They want to connect from that emotional side. So you got to keep those things in mind. See, one of the things that I need you guys to start asking yourself when you're in the gym and you're getting in shape is, why do lean men become hard to replace? Remember how I talked to you about being lean, getting in shape is like insurance in case shit happens? You only have insurance in case shit happens. You don't want to be caught without it. See, when you're overweight, out of shape, and your girl decides to leave, you're fucked. Now in your mind, you're gonna be like, damn, did she find somebody better? Is he good looking, better looking than me? Was he making more money? When you're in shape, you silence the bullshit. Because now you were already taking care of yourself. You were doing you did the work. You look good, right? So if she does find somebody, which is very hard because again, it's rare to be in shape, be lean, make money, and also have a good mindset and be masculine. That's very rare, guys. I'm telling you, I see the market. Most men, they're definitely out of shape. They're inconsistent, stressed the fuck out all the time, unfocused, reactive, and emotionally chaotic like a female sometimes. So when a woman does meet a man who is disciplined, who is lean, calm, structured, and has his mission first before a female, she doesn't see him as another guy. She sees him as a rare resource. And it makes it very hard for her to say, you know what, I'm going to leave. And even if she does leave, she's always going to have in the back of her mind comparing you to the next guy, which keep in mind, if you're rare, that's like you having a Lamborghini, crashing that shit, and then now you're in the car market and good and damn well it's never going to be a Lamborghini. You just can't go out and just buy another Lamborghini. Same thing. And even if you do get another Lamborghini, or even if she does get another Lamborghini, you're a fucking Lamborghini too. You ain't stressing. You can replace two, right? But see, if you're a Toyota and she goes out and get a Lamborghini, you like, damn, because good and damn well you didn't put in the work to be that Lambo, right? And that's what makes you rare when you start to become lean. And women obsess over what's rare, guys. Even if she leaves, even if it ends, even if life pulls you in a different direction, a lean man will linger in the back of her mind. I've had women in my past check up to say, hey, how are you doing? Because they knew I was a good man. They knew I was very disciplined. I helped them achieve certain levels in their life that they otherwise would not have with another guy. She won't forget how you made her feel around your physique, your presence, or your dominance, fellas. This is why lean men become hard to replace. See, and when you become hard to replace, guys, now you start to win in the dating market. You start to win in real life, the places where it matters the most, right? A lot of men are still struggling because they refuse to put in the work that, they're coping with being average. Oh, a woman should just like me for my personality. Bullshit. The only woman that likes you for your personality is your mother. And I would even beg to differ on that. She's probably if you're living with her, she's probably wanting your ass out right now if you ain't paying the rent. So that doesn't even count. But here's where lean men win in the dating, in the dating market and in real life. When it comes down to, say for instance, the dating apps. See, your picture hits different when you're in shape. You look like a man who takes care of himself, right, guys? And instantly, I think on average, men that don't take care of themselves, don't put in the time to put on their pictures or whatever, they'll be lucky to get two to four matches per day. But I'm telling you, it's a different world when you're in shape. Back when I was on it, I was getting anywhere from 40 matches per day on up. And that's something I never experienced before. See, what happens, guys, is when you're in shape, your face is sharper. Your eyes start to look more intentional. Jawline is there. Your photos start to show a life that women can picture themselves by. Oh, can I take them and show them around to my friends? Can I take them to my parents or my family? Can I take him to this event, that event? Will he look the part no matter where I bring him? Right? It shows high caliber, high effort, desirability is high. And in real life, your presence speaks even louder, guys. Women start giving you those choosing signals a little bit quicker. Again, I've gotten out of my exotic car and I've had women, literally parked right next to me say, hey, you didn't have to bring all that, BDE, right? You know what it is. Just random stuff that just throws me off guard. See, leanness is what influences how everybody responds to you. And you got to keep that in mind. So as always, I want to give you a blueprint on having this lean obsession, right? How to become that lean obsession for females. The first thing is to hit 10 to 15% body fat. This is not going to come easy, guys. It's going to take strength training. It's going to take going to sleep on time. It's also going to take eating right, as well as getting anywhere from, I'm going to be real with you. Fuck the 10,000 steps. I'd say the sweet spot is 15,000 steps on up. All right. On my IG, I posted up just the other day. If you want to see how many steps I get per day, 62 days in a row, you can see it on my IG story, guys. I'm posting up the blueprint. I'm not just talk. I'm telling you what it is. All right. But the first thing is hit 10 to 15% body fat. That is a sweet spot because your face, again, I've noticed a difference. My jawline has popped 10 to 15%. Clothes fit cleaner. Energy increases, attraction skyrocket. Guys, I don't know about you, but when you get down into that 10 to 15%, if you're a person that didn't like taking pictures before, I guarantee it, you're going to love it. If you're a shy person where you're afraid to shoot yourself in public while people are walking. See, guys, even when I started shooting myself, taking photos in public, I'll always have somebody passing by and say, man, you're in great shape. Or what is this for? It's like people, you would think people would be crazy about it or whatever. People are mad cool about it. It's like they want to come and talk to you. They're curious about what you're doing. Oh, are you a model? Are you one of those influencers? Like it's a really cool feeling. Whereas before, when I was overweight, I was super shy about taking any photos of myself. So I'm telling you, your energy is going to change and your attraction is going to skyrocket. Number 2, you got to train like you mean it, guys. Again, don't go into the gym and not take that shit serious. As I always end these videos, let's get to work. That is what it's about. We got to put into work. We got to, understand muscle mind connection, understand what we're working on. Compound movements. If you're starting off, compound movements is where it's at. The pull-ups, right? Things that is going to target, majority of your body to give you that aesthetic. And then you can fine tune individually. Control movements, making sure that everything that you do is going to enhance the male physique for the female gaze. And this is what women notice instantly, even at a distance. The third thing that you need to understand is eat with discipline, fellas. Your diet becomes your identity. Enough said, right? We can go on and on about this. Number 4, improve your IG presence. I've always been reluctant to get on IG. I can care less about attention. That's why I think I had my last IG was up to around 14,000 and I got rid of it just because it was a distraction. And at the time, I didn't have my YouTube brand, my social media presence of what I'm doing now. So it was just mainly fitness routine content like that, right, during COVID. But when I got rid of it and locked in on what I'm doing now and trying to really study the science of how to improve myself as a masculine man, which is my passion, right? I now have a healthy approach of getting on IG. And that's what I want to show you guys is that don't just get on IG and treat that shit like Facebook. All right. I want it to be your social business card. Clean up your following. Clean up your, if you're following people, make sure you're following men that you wouldn't mind hanging around, right? So if you're following me, you know good and damn well if you saw me in the streets that I would be somebody probably that you would want to hang around. That I would be a good wingman. That if we took a photo, it would enhance your sexual market value because women would see, oh, you're hanging around other attractive people, right? Clean up your social media following so that way it reflects your standard, guys, right? Women aren't just watching your body. They're watching the story your body tells. The fifth thing is move with that calm confidence. A lot of you guys, you move very hastily, right? You're moving very fast, unsure of yourself. Your energy tightens when your body tightens, guys. If you are not moving with that confidence in life, then picture this. You're walking, right? If you're unsure of, where you're going, what you're about to do, and you have a female next to you, you think she's going to treat you like a man or a best friend? You don't have to answer that question, but every time you move, think about that. Think about it. Is the way I'm moving, allowing a guy to look at me and be like, I could try him? Because if that's the case, then you need to tighten that up. Like, guys, if you haven't learned anything else, I want you to understand that leanness equals discipline. And when you have discipline, for a female who's emotional, get this, it equals emotional attraction. And when there's emotional attraction, guys, you have that obsession. And obsession comes from rarity, right? Rarity comes from consistency daily. And consistency comes from the identity that you're building, guys. And if you're serious about this, drop lean equals power. Drop it into the chat. If you're truly ready to build a physique, that changes how women look at you. All right. And like I said, if you ain't following me on my IG, tap into it because I show you the blueprint behind the scenes of what it's like to enhance your sexual market value, as all of us are trying to do in this dating market to level up. All right. And just as a man, whether you decide not to be in the dating market. All right, guys, you got the message. Let's get to work.